All right, so this is going to be like pseudo yoga for the office or whatever, and we're having issues with like kind of maybe shoulders and neck pain from sitting in a chair all day. I want to suggest that we do a focus practice like before work or throughout the day at some point that it's convenient, but that focus practice then carries into a general overall awareness throughout the day. That's what's going to that two-way punch is going to deliver the best results, just like meditation, focus practice, and then bringing it into your daily life. Um, Also want to suggest that we can focus specifically on the areas that are having issues, but that an overall bodily posture focus practice is, you're going to find that the back and the hips are creating issues, and the shoulders, the arm, a holistic thing, right? But so specifically for that, right, when I'm sitting in a chair a lot, I want to start with gentle but full motion neck rolling, and I'm paying attention to, for one thing, if things are popping, go a little lighter, and you want to get those pops out, you do want to do that, but gently. And I find all those little places, but notice that my shoulders are moving in response to my neck motions. I want to get to a point here by wiggling it out where my neck rolls are independent of the rest of everything below my neck. And so that's kind of forcing me into an aligned position. And at about this point, I'm not finding graininess as much. I'm not finding things popping, sliding over and under each other. So that's all tissues under here coming into alignment. Things that were kind of superimposed are nodding out, and things that are inflamed are getting rubbed up against, and some of that inflammation is getting worked out. Okay, also shoulder rolls. So, I mean, a lot of this stuff is just stuff we're doing in high school PE, right? And together and apart, big rolls, little rolls, arm rolls, that sort of thing, and paying attention to how these rolls are affecting the rest of my body, trying to isolate that independently and find where things are popping. So already I've created a healing situation in this area of my body. It's awake, it's active, it's the stresses are worked out, it's loose. So that pretty much covers that's the number one thing. Now, specifically, just like in gym class, you can do these kind of range of motion stretches, and you should do them with the breath, but I'm doing them kind of quickly. And again, seeing how the rest of my body relax and trying to get that to isolate to a single motion that's stretching a small group of muscles and working out any inflammation or tension which exists there. Just basic shoulder stuff. And I do like to go find the kind of warrior alignment here, where my arms are out and straight and my body is aligned and my hips are aligned. I find that alignment. This is like pre-warrior right here, okay? And you don't need to really take warrior deeper yet, but returning to just basic mountain now. So that's really all I'm suggesting, to wiggle out some of the inflammation, tension, and bring awareness to those areas, right? From there, I would go with more overall full body stuff that's going to support that musculature. So really good ones, forward bend. I want to be really careful about how I manage everything here, right? But I want to push through the ground with my feet, kind of pushing into the ground with my toes and with my whole foot. That's creating my anchor, my ground. I don't want to lock my knees, but I want to have my legs straight and active. I'm sort of rolling my hips in a little bit to give my pelvis the allowance of my spine, but I'm not tucking my pelvis in, nor am I pushing my butt out. It's in a central position. And I do this little hula dance. I'm not showing off. It's to loosen that up, just get it so it'll respond to my motions, right? And I want to find that center position. You find your hips kind of roll in a little bit, and that allows your spine to straighten out. Looking at my lower back here, and it's straight, okay? Now, I have a lot of issues with shoulders too, so I kind of will start by rolling it and then pulling in. Now, this looks like my chest is puffed out or something. It really isn't. This is actually just me kind of standing with my shoulders normal and my neck normal. This is just kind of how I stand in alignment. And I feel this sort of overall pushing down through my spine the whole way through to the ground, from the top to the bottom. Everything's sitting on top of everything else. Nothing's pushing out sideways. Mountain is pretty much standing. And bringing awareness to that, getting your wiggles in, and finding where you actually stand perfectly natural and with good posture. Okay, from there, we've already kind of done shoulders, but this is about shoulders. Then forward bend, keeping the hips rolled. And I want to go this time, let my back collapse all the way down. And this forward bend is about finding release in the hips here. So the way I do it, out breath, all the way down, but I'm kind of locked here. So on the in breath, I let it relax and back down. As I do this, I'm finding that alignment and I'm pushing deeper and deeper in, and I'm going one leg at a time, stretching out those areas here in the hips that aren't wanting me to move. So I'm opening up my spine, pulling my rib cage up on the in breath, pulling forward on the out breath, pushing against the ground with my feet, keeping that anchor active, rolling my hips. And you can find, as you find this alignment in a natural forward bend, you're going to find an incredible lower back and hip opening, and that's what you want here. So you can do that as long as you like. Then sort of L-shaped bend, I'm pushing slightly on my shins here because it seems to force my lower back into alignment. This is an in-breath one, and I'm pulling my rib cage up, and I'm trying to get my shoulders to relax. Find that alignment, pushing my butt up, letting it come out, rolling my hips, letting my back straighten, letting my shoulders fall into position. And now I'm going to actually do an in-breath and a pull even more. Okay, and all that stuff is working out all the way up my lower back. And don't force yourself up from here. Let yourself collapse down. And just rise naturally, pushing with your whole body, not just your lower back, for crying out loud. So now that's like a whole body, just basic standing routine. I didn't go to the floor or anything. I didn't go into any intricate warrior stuff. But now my whole body's active and I'm ready to go. And so you could do that whole thing in maybe like 3-5 minutes.